everyone, welcome to my video. Today, I'm gonna be reviewing the Presonus Eris E5 studio monitor. So I'll discuss a little bit of the specs, the pros and cons, and my experience about it, and my final thoughts and conclusion. So here we go. Let's start. So this model has a frequency response of 53 Hz to 22 kilohertz. Alright. Then it has three ways to connect. It has the XLR, the RCA, the TRS cables, and also the TS. In order for it to use, you can hook it directly to the computer with the RCA cable or your recording interface or the audio interface. I'm using the Scarlett 2i2 3rd Gen and I'm using it via the TRS cable. You can also use XLR too. It depends on your outputs of your interface, but mine, I have the TRS, so I'm using TRS. In the box, it only has the studio monitor and the power supply, and there's a little bit of a foam to stop from vibration. But what I did, I bought a monitor stand from Amazon. It's called Pile. It's been serving me well. It's really sturdy and it doesn't cost that much. And I bought also foam for it to stand. So let's discuss about more about the specs. So it has a mode if you don't have an acoustically treated room. So most of us don't have. So it has the input gain, the mid and the high. And there's a switch also that you can turn it down to 4 dB and minus 2 dB or 0 dB. So if you're in an acoustic space, low frequency, so you can set it to minus 2 or minus 4. So you can use this to compensate for the bass reinforcing boundary effect when studio monitors are placed close to walls and corners. So most of us are in a small studio like mine. Medium frequency. When placed on a desktop, the surface can reflect and reinforce mid-range frequencies, creating a boxy sound. Use this rotary control to attenuate that area and bring the response back to a flatter profile. And high frequency control. So you can adjust the high end up to plus or minus 6 dB to match the treble response to the room. Sometimes untreated rooms have a lot of reflections in the top end which need to be tamed. The materials are built of a high quality, and there is a bass port in front. It's a front port design. So it has some bass. 53 Hz has a good enough bass for most genres. It will serve most genres. It's 5.25 inch. Yeah, and let's talk about the frequency response. So the frequencies are fairly well balanced with each other. So it's 53 Hz to 22 kilohertz. So you can see it's a fairly flat response. Alright, at this point, I'm gonna tell you my experience about it. Since I don't have a treated room, I adjust the settings accordingly to like minus 2. At this point, I'm gonna be sharing my experience. So of how I'm using it and how it served me well so far. So I bought it in 2021 March as was one of my birthday presents, so I can mix well, so I won't be relying too much on headphones on mixing. So I bought it from the music store, then I set it up. So I'm using the minus 4 dB on an acoustic space because I have a stand and a foam. So, and I have a small studio, so It's kind of close to the wall, so I'm setting it to 4 dB, and the low cutoff I set it to flat, so I can hear more of the low end. And yes, that's it in my setup. I produce like a few singles, 2 albums or 3 albums, I can't really remember, but I've been working with it so far as a part-time musician, and I can say that it's really performing well. So the performance is nice because 53 hertz is just good enough for me, because I'm working on genres like electronic music and rock. So hearing the low frequencies, it will really help. It might not be the best studio monitors for EDM and heavy electronic, heavy bass, heavy basses, but so far in my experience, it's still good enough. So you can still have a good result, and it's pretty flat, and you can hear some details too, on your tracks, and it's nice also to analyze your reference tracks using this monitor. It will tell you what do you need to do in order for your tracks to sound professional, like your reference tracks. And so far I'm really happy with it. I don't have, at this price point, I don't really have a complaint or cons. So the cons that I only have is just a tiny bit. So whenever I turn it on, or I turn it a little louder, there's some kind of like a scratchy sound, but that's it. When I stop turning the knob volume in the audio interface, it will work just fine. So there's just a tiny bit, but I don't know how to fix that. Maybe it's in my interface, maybe it's on the speaker or the core, but it's I don't know how to explain it. So far that will be only my tiny con on this product. Speaking about the competitors like the Yamaha, the KRK, Adam Audio, they cost a little bit more, are around about $100, I think. It depends on your currency. So the single pair when I bought it is like 150 Canadian dollars. So I bought two, so I spent like about 320 Canadian dollars. When you spend on Yamaha and KRK, you will spend like 400 something or the Adam Audio, like 400 plus. So it will have a difference of $100. So I'm saving on budget. So, and the one thing, the pros is like it's a budget friendly. So it has 5 and a 25. Unlike the Yamaha, it's just 5, and the rest, the KRK and the Adam Audio, it's only 5 and 25. So it's good enough for me to produce in any genres. I produce also one cinematic, so it's fairly good. It may not be like the best. It may not be like the Yamaha, which we know it's one of the legend studio monitors. It's a classic, and like revealing like super detailed. But I'm so far I'm happy, and I would highly recommend it if you're on a tight budget and you wanna hear some little bit of the basses, and for versatility, it's nice. It served me well. It may or may not be available on music stores. It depends on your stores, which are you located, which part are you located in your country. Okay. And also, not only mixing and producing, I also did some mastering. So one of the reasons why I bought these monitors is that because of its friendly price, and I'm more of a producer myself rather than labeling myself as the mixing engineer or a mastering engineer. So I'm still, we should say, work in progress. So far I did everything: record, produce and mix and master on these monitors. So before I end, the final conclusion is that this is a fantastic choice for musicians that are on a budget and in a small studio, small rooms and untreated rooms. So we will do like as much treatment as we can in order for it to maximize the potential of the studio monitors. So it has some details and it will reveal the bad parts of your mix. It doesn't. I didn't have an ear fatigue so far. All right. So and has some good bass and also you will need to have a good pair of headphones to like listen more of the frequencies below 50 hertz for the more bassest parts. So far, I'm really happy. So this is highly recommended. Thank you very much for watching, reaching at this point. I really do appreciate it. And don't forget to like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much. Take care.